What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I am still doing the Instagram live. Still coming with more guests to join me. I'm on my final guest of the day. I hope you guys have had fun. For those of you who have joined us before, again, thank you to Melinda who just joined us. That was amazing. Some of the things she was telling us behind the scenes in the writers' room, like I didn't even know. That was really interesting. And a big thank you to Larry and Kennedy and Leah, who all were joining me today. That was so much fun. It was just cool to get to catch up with everybody. Um, like, by the way, I should check. Everybody can hear me, right? Yes. Cheryl said it. We can hear you. Cool. Yeah, no, it's been fun. They asked me to do this Instagram live thing today, and I don't do a lot of Instagram, and I'm not really good with technology, but I was like, it would give me something fun to do, and I'm so glad I did. I love it. I want to keep doing it more for myself. And thank you to everybody in the UK, everybody overseas that are still up watching. I see that I'm about ready for my next guest. He's here. I just noticed that he's joined us. The next guest needs no introduction. He is the namesake of the television show, Drew. He's also a great buddy of mine. I love this guy so much. Please help me welcome Scott Wolf. Scott Wolf, there he is!
What's going on, man?
What's up, buddy?
How are you?
Good, man. Hey, I miss you. I never got to say goodbye to you or, have any closure on the first season. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I know we both left Canada for family
Yeah.
reasons, and then got phone calls like the next day or 2 days later saying don't come back, which was really crazy. Seemed pretty extreme at the time. Doesn't seem so extreme anymore.
I know. And it was you and me because we were both in America. And I was calling you and I was like, oh, what are you going to do? And you're like, I don't know. It was crazy.
I know. I know. It was crazy. It was tough, I have to say, because I feel like, all of us were kind of pulled away from each other before we had a chance to really kind of wind down. We're going to see each other again, thankfully, and keep making more of these shows. But yeah, it's good to see your face, man. How's everybody? How's your beautiful baby and your beautiful wife?
As good as it can be. We have a nice backyard here in LA, and the last 2 days have been rainy, but now I'm outside because it's sunny finally. But with the backyard, it's good. We have a little space, and I've got a little pink car that we push her around in, and we just go in circles in the backyard, just circles over and over and over again. But she loves it.
I was jealous seeing you. I just watched you with Melinda. Hi, Melinda, if you're still watching. And if you're going to get bumped for somebody, it should be the boss, right?
That's what we were saying. That was good. So, thank you for your patience. Sorry about that.
It was
technical difficulties before. But so I had Kennedy on earlier, and we were talking, and I haven't gotten to tell you in person, that stuff you guys had in the last episode was phenomenal. So good. That last scene was so good. And I know you're a dad of a girl and obviously 2 boys as well, but how hard was that, man?
Man, I mean, I get emotional just thinking about that moment because, it's the culmination of so much. And I think the thing that I was proud of in terms of, I think it goes for everybody in this show, but this thing that Kennedy and I are able to do with each other, which is just kind of just sort of drop in and every extraneous thing that shouldn't matter to the moment at hand goes away, and we just wind up um, being able to be really honest with each other. And when I say honest with each other, I don't mean we're always telling the truth in terms of my character.
Yeah.
But there's just something so that just feels so connected and organic working with her. And yeah, I mean, the thing I was proud of was, like, you know, this as an actor, you know, when a scene comes up that is loaded with all of this history and all of these stakes, and you know, I was told from the time I was offered, you know, given, lucky enough to be asked to come join the show, that this moment was going to arrive. And it's you know, I think at an earlier time in my career, it was almost impossible to not have that pressure or that sense of obligation or that sense of nerves about, oh, this is the moment that we've all been talking about and all been waiting for, and having that have an impact on the what happens when we're living through the scene. And I just felt like the best possible thing happened, which is when it ended, I didn't really know what had happened. And our director walked in and he had tears streaming down his face.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm good. And I was, and I was like, okay. And I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah, we're good. And, but it's one of those ones, like, I'm sure you're the same way. I mean, I could do a scene like that literally 100 times. I mean, maybe not 100, because it was exhausting emotionally, but I could do it over and over and want to try and find some new sort of nuance or new angle on something or discover something in the moment. But this one, you know, like a lot of things that happen with this relationship between Carson and Nancy and my relationship with Kennedy as an actor, we don't really need all that much extra. It just, thankfully, it's this gift where I feel like, you know, whatever happens feels real and honest, and that's good enough, you know?
Yeah, dude. I mean, and I was saying to Kennedy earlier, you guys have these like 3-4 page scenes.
Right.
It seems like every couple episodes, and they're huge, long scenes. As an actor, that's like, you're trying to hold people's attention, and it's usually really heavy stuff. No one's breathing for like 3 or 4 minutes, or like hanging on every word. But to hold an audience, it's almost theatrical in a way, you know, like, and I know you're a theater guy, so.
Yeah. And especially, I mean, look, especially on television, we don't really, you know, we're not given tons of opportunities to do these prolonged scenes that have an arc within themselves.
Yeah.
You know, oftentimes things are sort of clipped, and it's like, this scene is just to get that information and to see these characters say this. But to have a scene that literally starts, you know, if you look at the way that scene starts, it starts with me turning around with a big smile on my face going, I cooked your favorite, you know? And I just love that, you know, this show is willing to, and Melinda and Noga and all of our writers are committed to, you know, not following necessarily all of the rules in terms of what a TV show has to be moment to moment. And I'm grateful for all of these big chunky 3-page, 4-page scenes that they give Kennedy and I, where there's a journey through throughout the course of one scene.
Oh, dude, it's an actor's dream, and the fact that they trust you to do it says a lot. And you guys are killing it. Like that last episode was amazing. So I was talking to Kennedy about how the hangover coming onto this episode, there's so much weight on her, and you know, now your character's reeling with all that. Like, you just dropped this on her, and where are we about to go with Carson from there? Because I know Ryan and Carson have a little run-in or two here too.
Yeah, you know, I feel like, I mean, this is quite simply this, you know, the reason why Carson made the decisions he's made for the past 18 years are to protect a moment like we just saw from having to happen. And, you know, it's a very interesting dynamic. You know, we're, you know what, I love the fact that Melinda and Noga not only are willing to, but set out to challenge a lot of the kind of foundational story elements of these original books, so that it's incredibly faithful to the books. So much is really embodies the spirit of those books. But with this huge plot twist that we saw last week, they're willing to just dive off in another direction and go, this is what this version's about. And it's gripping, and it's important, I think, too, because there are so many stories out there of people living versions of this kind of family life, and whether it's literally or sort of figuratively. And so to represent that in this central relationship within the framework of this show is really bold. And look, I mean, the way it now connects, us to other characters in the show. And, I think while it, on the one hand, you still got me?
Yeah. Got you.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm a little low battery here, but I think I'm fine. While on the surface, it's like the thing that Carson has tried to avoid for the past 2 decades. Now that it's here, I think it's an interesting thing. And Melinda and I, and Noga and I have talked a lot about this, which is, what has motivated Carson to do the things he's done, to not do things that he hasn't done, to protect certain secrets and offer others up. And, how prepared is he to move forward from this point? Because we're now in kind of no man's land. We've got a bunch of characters who are finding out brand new things about themselves and the people around them. That changes everything. And, it's what I said to Melinda a while back was, what'll be really fun, just from a performance standpoint. I've been playing a guy who's carrying a giant secret and protecting a giant secret this whole time. And so, you've talked about how for 17 episodes, you've waited to have this moment where, Ryan can sort of maybe show a bit more of who he really is in his nature, in his core. And I think in some ways we've only seen a Carson Drew who has been sort of under siege at the risk of losing the things everything that he loves most, everything.
Yeah.
And so now that he's going to be on the other side of that, it's going to be a fascinating thing to watch that character study of, what happens to him in the wake of all of this being revealed.
Well, a lot of people were asking and wondering too about how you knew all this ahead of time.
Yeah.
And I knew my portion of it. You knew your portion of it, but we never really put the portions together for the longest time, I guess.
Right.
But it was
probably safer not to be like sharing notes.
Yeah, but that had to like play in. I know it did for me too, but for you a lot more, because you raised her, and then knowing what that had to play into everything you played. Looking, I know
we're kind of having to be even careful in this conversation because there's an episode at hand, but yeah, so there were times where I would be in scenes and I literally just had this like story math going through my head. Mm-hmm. I was just trying to sort of sort through like what part of what I'm saying is exactly true, what part of what I'm saying is almost intentionally high. This is going to happen when you face live with me right now.
What's up, bro?
This is Miller William Wolf.
I've met Miller. He came to set one day, right?
Yes. He came.
What's up,
actually, he killed it at set. He came when we were shooting episode 11, which was Ramsey Nickel, our new producing director's first episode, and he was there. He was calling action and cut, and he was a trooper, man. He's 7 years old, but were you 6 at the time? You might have still been 6 at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he got a lot of, he made his dad proud on set.
And bro, we would have another whole segment on parenting during the lockdown. This is gotta be crazy for you.
It is. How's dad doing as a dad during the coronavirus lockdown?
Very bad.
What? We're live. I can't erase this.
Hey, do you
Doesn't matter.
He does opposite day.
No, I know you're killing it, man. And it's got to be crazy for you. I mean, my little girl, we put her in our playpen and she crawls around. It's great. But for you.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're attempting homeschool.
Cool.
And yeah, we're on spring break right now.
Thank God.
It's one giant spring break right now. Let's be honest.
Homemade margaritas.
Yeah, Kelly and I are on spring break for sure.
Yeah, no, I thought about this already. Like, I don't remember past like 9th grade anything. I mean, who does really? Like, how am I going to teach my kids anything?
Yeah, I know. I did pretty well. So my 5th grader was doing math the other day, and I sat and I was working on it with him. But it's interesting because Josh
is hilarious,
math.
dude.
Josh.
I know Josh. I know Josh through weird circles. What's up, bro?
Yeah, Josh. So I'm gonna have to do a live chat with Josh where I'm teaching my 5th grader math because I'm killing it. Frankly, I'm killing it.
That's your wife laughing in the background.
That's my wife laughing because she knows the.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Want to say hi?
Oh,
okay, she'll say
hi. So I was just reminded by the fans that our episode on the East Coast starts in 12 minutes, which is
it does. I know.
Awesome.
We're gonna have to like sign off in a few minutes here, but I can
Bye,
say.
Riley. I'll see you later.
Bye, Cal.
What were we saying? Well,
what were we talking about?
Well, we were just saying, like, we're having to kind of dance a little bit around some of the story that we're about to see in this episode tonight. But I suppose one of the things that starts to arise, and I think one of the things that we're going to explore in a season 2 is, the nature of family, the nature of being a parent and a child, and those definitions and what it means.
What does it mean?
What does it mean? How do you define family? And this is one of the ways I define family.
Did you see the video of me doing my backflip on
backflips? You're gonna be an Olympian,
right? Captain Backflips.
Dude,
he's gonna do something. So awesome. I don't know. I have never been able to come close to doing a backflip in my life. So
I can't. Yeah, I can't even walk.
Yeah, don't look behind you. Don't get any ideas. I know. He asked me. I did a somersault the other day with him, and I was down for like 8 to 10 minutes.
I was picking up Shiloh the other day from her changing table. Just one weird movement, and I was like, went down to one knee. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah. This is where we're proving that we are the old dudes on the Nancy Drew cast. We are we're the senior members.
They were asking me about that and how we feel about like being the dads on the show, and it's I think we're the cool dads, dude. We're the cool dads.
I think so. Somebody posted something early on. There was a picture of the two of us in one of our first scenes, and somebody posted like, "These are like the two most CW looking men." Which is really funny.
I took compliment to that.
I took it as a compliment. I don't know if they meant it as that.
No, but
I do want to take. I want to take a chance to just, before we jump off, to say, to any fans of the show watching, we really do love and appreciate you guys, and really everyone involved. We're very, very lucky. I mean, I know I've heard you say this over and over, and the same for me. Like, we've done some shows, and all shows are not equal. And when you get one that feels like not only are all the big important things working really well and intact, we've got really, really good, kind people running the thing, talented people. and our directors and our writers, all of our actors. But there's all this intangible stuff, the stuff that you just can't create, you can't manufacture it. It's either there or it isn't. It's all these chemistries, and any two people within our cast, you can plop in a scene, and there's this entirely unique dynamic that works so well and is really great. And so it's just been a joy to be a part of. And I'm so excited that even though we got torn apart from each other so soon, too soon, and are cutting this first season short, stop slurping that, that we're going to have a chance to come back and make a bunch of episodes, and that we could, everything crossed, we get to make this show for a long time and explore these characters that I've come to love so much for a long time.
Yeah, man. I was saying before, if we didn't know we didn't have a second season, this would be anxiety central. But the fact that we know we're coming back, we just have to all stay in, get this thing under control. Everyone will go back to work, and that includes us, and it'll be amazing. I know that we're all excited to spend more time together. I can't wait to spend more time with the fam.
I know. We can't wait to get back at it. In the meantime, tonight's episode is one that I know we're all really proud of. And
yes.
The East Coast is going to get it in 7 minutes.
I know. So, yeah, thank you guys. Scott, see me out because we're going to do this together.
Okay.
Everyone,
Bye.
thank you. Thank you so much for watching us. Thank you for watching the show. We love you guys because we couldn't make it without you. And Scott, take it away.
Same on behalf of our entire cast and crew and writers and producers. Thank you for watching. Enjoy this second to last episode. And I hope you didn't get too tired of the takeover, because I'm taking over next week.
Yes.
I'm going to be in the top square, and Riley's going to be in the bottom square.
I'm coming in it, baby. Yes. Y'all have fun. Enjoy the show.
Hey, well done today.
Wait,
Miss you, man.
Riley?
Love you guys.
Yes.
See you, Miller.
Peace.
Bye, babe.
Wait, I think